So today we're going to make a creme brulee with a little secret ingredient of white chocolate, the Apres Tout Creme Brulee. So the ingredients are 1 pint of cream, 2 ounces of white chocolate, 4 egg yolks and some vanilla. So once you've got all the ingredients, we're going to separate the egg yolks from the whites, because this forms the custard, of course, so you only need the egg yolks. So we'll do that 4 times. Meanwhile, we've got our vanilla pod infusing with the cream. And once that's all good and hot, we whisk all that together. And that would be like our whipping cream. I don't use the double. Yeah. Rachel?
So, pint and a half.
Pint and a half. I'm going to fill those 6. And I've got my vanilla pod. And I'm going to just snip that in half to encourage all those seeds to come out. So I always just slip in. Right. There he goes. And I've also got 2 ounces of chocolate here. And that, as I say, that's the good thing, because you wouldn't be aware of that chocolate being in there, and you'll see when you eat it tonight, it's got a really nice texture. So I just really want to infuse the cream, bring it up to the boil with the vanilla. Once it boils, I'm going to add my white chocolate and let that dissolve. Here I've got my yolks and sugar, and I'm going to put the oven on. Probably, I'm thinking of gas 3. Gas 3, I think that must be about, will that be about 160? Yeah, that's about 160. Sort of moderate. And these little ramekins are going in a water bath. Right. That's another important thing about making a custard. If you just bake them in the oven, they would burn around there, they'll curdle. So if you put the water in, it diffuses the heat, it doesn't make it so direct. I'll get my water in there now. You don't need much water, but just enough to cover the base. And then later tonight, also I've got the brulee top on with a plumber's torch. Plumber's torch. Right. Sorry, Helen.
Yeah, you've got the torch, haven't you?
Yeah, you got the old. I just use literally that. Right. Very unglamorous, but it works very efficiently. Yeah. And I use caster sugar to brown the top. Okay. That chocolate in now. And because when I add the hot cream to the egg yolk, if there's any egg white in there, it will sort of cook it through first. So it's always important to strain the custard before you set it in the dish, otherwise you might get little lumps of egg white. But hopefully you'll find that this custard isn't very eggy because there's not that many egg yolks, and because the white chocolate only adds us that texture, it helps it set. So you can use less eggies.
Do you heat the water before you put the stuff in?
Well, in here, no, it doesn't really matter.
You bring it to the heat when.
Well, the important thing is the custard, so you're infusing the custard with the vanilla. And then I'm going to get a little knife and scrape out those seeds. Fishing. Where is it?
So is there much difference between using the pod and a good vanilla essence?
No, not really. The pod, you're going to get all those seeds. You know, sometimes when you buy ice cream, you see the little black seeds in it, so that you'll sort of see the seeds more. But the idea is that it's all. I think the flavour's the same. It's just really maybe for colour. So that's just about coming up to the boil now. So I'll just let that more or less get there. So that's just about simmering. So I'm going to whisk it over my egg yolks. And then just put it through this fine strainer, just to get rid of any egg white. Also take the vanilla pulled out.
Sure.
And that's my custard. Very straightforward and simple.
Yeah.
And then I like those little flat. Some people use ramekins, but I quite like these flat ear dishes for a creme brulee. Get more caramel.
Because they're wider at the top.
Exactly. And also these cook very much quicker than a ramekin because obviously there's less custard. I mean it's displaced differently.
How do you know when it's cooked?
Because unfortunately you'll be off by then. But it's going to take about 15 minutes, and you just want it to wobble, because with this, if it overheats, it will start cooking. It'll go like scrambled eggs, and you've lost it. And if that happens, you just have to abandon it. So you just, but that's already pretty much, it's beginning to set already because the cream was so hot. But you just want to wobble, and you don't want it to be set because once it goes in the fridge, it'll continue to firm it up.
Yeah.
So they'll go in for about 10-15 minutes.
It's not long, is it?
No, it's quick. But you have to keep an eye towards the end, just to get the wobble.
Right.
And that's it.
So then you let it cool before
Let it go
you
cold,
put
so cook those now, and then once they're cold, I'll put them in the fridge, and then tonight, just before you eat them, we'll brulee the tops up.
Okay, great.
So very straightforward. Sorry, yes, it's very dangerous activity. Okay, with that line. Right, so I'm going to use just a powdered sugar, a fine caster sugar, and just give that a sprinkle over the top of that. So you can see, since you last saw it, it's now good and set. It took about 15-20 minutes to cook, and then once it was cool, it was put into the fridge where it's been ever since.
It looks almost like a clotted cream.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, I think that's the white chocolate's got a lot to do with that sort of texture that you get. And I always think creme brulee is quite rich. It's always nice to have a little fruit salad. So the easiest way to let the balloon torch. Right, here we go. That's what There we go. All a bit brutal. And that makes our dessert tonight, which is the white chocolate creme brulee with the fruit salad. So now you know all there is to know about making a creme brulee.